Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya madhyamam Asmadacharya paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let's do the Moola Mantra. Om Namo Bhagavate Dakshinamurthe Mahyam Shriyam Medham Prajnam Prayachya Swaha 9 times as usual. Om Namo Bhagavate Dakshinamurthe Mahyam Shriyam Medham Prajnam Prayachya Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Dakshinamurthe Mahyam Shriyam Medham Prajnam Prayachya Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Dakshinamurthe Mahyam Shriyam Medham Prajnam Prayachya Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Dakshinamurthe Mahyam Shriyam Medham Prajnam Prayachya Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Dakshinamurthe Mahyam Shriyam Medham Prajnam Prayachya Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Dakshinamurthe Mahyam Shriyam Medham Prajnam Prayachya Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Dakshinamurthe Mahyam Shriyam Medham Prajnam Prayachya Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Dakshinamurthe Mahyam Shriyam Medham Prajnam Prayachya Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Dakshinamurthe Mahyam Shriyam Medham Prajnam Prayachya Swaha. So let us start. We will skip the earlier verses because there's quite a plan today. We'll do this verse number 6, the current verse completed recently. And Sunita can repeat. Rahu grasta divakarendu sadrisho Maya samachhadanat.
Rahugrasta divakarendu sadrusho Maya samachhadanat.
Tanmatra karanopasamharanato yo bhut sushuptah puman.
Sanmatra karanopasamharanato yo bhut sushuptah puman.
Pragasvapsamiti prabodha samaye yah pratyabhijñāyate.
Pragasvapsamiti prabodha samaye yah pratyabhijñāyate.
Tasmai Shri Gurumurtaye nama idam Shri Dakshinamurtaye.
Tasmai Shri Gurumurtaye nama idam Shri Dakshinamurtaye.
So we are seeing the very profound verses in capsule form. Each verse of Dakshinamurthy Stotram is like a capsule which contain the profound teachings of the Vedanta Shastras. Yeah? And in the verses that we have already completed, we have seen how Adi Shankaracharya unfolds the nature of Atma, Nityavastu, and Anatma, Anityavastu. Yeah? So Nityavastu Atma, as you know by now, is the changeless principle of consciousness. And Anityavastu, which is BMW, body, mind, world, is the ever-changing principle of matter. In short, the Jagat, we can say, the world. Yeah. Then that is in brief, very brief, the features of both the Atma and Anatma Vastu. Now, what is the sambandha between the two? So there, the Shastra says that your true nature, my true nature, is the observer, the witnessing awareness, the subject. Yeah? And all that is witnessed, that is observed, that is objectified, that is changing, will come under Anitya Vastu. Yeah? So what is the sambandha between the two is that Anitya Vastu, Anatma, has a borrowed existence. Yeah? Borrowed from whom? From I, the Atma. Yeah? So this is what Shankaracharya beautifully showed in verse 4. No? How that Atma Jyoti is like the Mahadeepa. Mahadeepa or Atma Jyoti is illumining the whole world through the mind and the sense organs. Yeah. So in Vedanta, we talk about how the world is not independent of me, not outside of me, but it is experienced in my mind. And that is why those two verbs, if you remember, Atma Bhati, Atma shines, and Jagat or Anatma Anubhati, including our local sun. To see the sun, I need eyes that function, but eyes are illumined by the mind, and the mind is lit up by you, the Atma Jyoti. So, Atma Jyoti, I reveals the whole world. Atma Bhati, Jagat Anubhati. Yeah. So, the Shastra also gives that famous classic example of gold and all the ornaments. Yeah. Now, we all definitely have gold things at home, be it a necklace, jewelry will be there. Then some people may have a gold wristwatch, a Rolex wristwatch, or a golden pen, and we hear about how Devi, somewhere in Bharat, Devi Alankara is done in a golden sari, definitely worth crores of rupees, So the products of gold are varied and diverse. Pricing will be different, appearance will be different, function will be different. Yeah. But what is the common thing in everything, all the products of gold? The material, gold. Yeah. So gold being the cause, the karanam, will be the Atma in this example. This example is shown to make us understand that Atma is the karanam, the nitya vastu. Like even gold is the karanam for all the products. And all the products will come under karyam. Karyam means a product. And we know, we use so many products. Do they last forever? We have to replace sometime or the other. So anything that is manufactured comes with an expiry date and is subject to change. Yeah. So this is the sambandha between Atma and Anatma. Yeah. Now, if I extend this gold logic to the whole world, then what? The whole world, Jagat, I look around, what do I see? Nama, Rupa, Kriya. Names, forms, functions. Yeah. Mosquito has its function, tree has its function, yeah, child, table, anything, shirt. They're all Nama, Rupa, Kriyatmakam, Jagat. And hence, being the product, they will come under Anitya Vastu. Yeah? And the Karanam, the Shastra says, is Nirguna Brahma is Jagat Karanam. Yeah? And that Brahma Jagat Karanam, Tvam Asi. This is the main Mahavakyam or the Upadesha, which Dakshinamurthy via my Guru gives me. Yeah? Tat Brahma Tvam Asi. Yeah? So, this is the sambandha that Atma is revealing the whole world. Now, I can experience the whole world. No, I can put on a necklace. I can taste an idlis. I see all of you in the Zoom session. But then, how do I experience Atma? Is a valid question. Yeah. So we'll come back to the sambandha. Atma is ever the subject and can never become the object. A simple example Shastra gives is the eyes. If I have eyes that can see, so, I'm not blind, I have the faculty of sight. So with the eyes, I can see everything. But can the eyes see themselves? No. Yeah. Now, what if I want to put mascara or an eyeliner? I need a mirror, right? To do some eye makeup. So, Atma is like that. To see the Atma, to know the Atma, Shastra is the Darpanam, the mirror. Yeah. And that mirror, who shows it to me? The Guru. So the Guru holds up the Shastra Darpanam and enables me to see my reflection through the words Tat Brahma Tvam Asi. Yeah? So that is the Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Nama Idam Shri Dakshinamurthaye Namaha. Yeah? Then we saw that Atma Vastu being Ati Sukshmam. We've seen it is Ashabdam, Asparsham, Arupam, Arasam, Agandham. It simply is. Yeah. But then what will be the natural outcome? People are going to misunderstand. We saw in verse 5, there are schools of thought. There are conclusions. Atma is the body, prana, mind, sense organs, buddhi, void, shunyam. Deham pranamapi indriyanya pichalam buddhim cha shunyam viduhu. The vidus, they take the body as Atma. Charvakas, materialists, or prana is Atma, or the mind, sophisticated mind is Atma, or buddhi, intellect is Atma, or when I am in deep sleep, there is absence of experience. So maybe absence is Atma. So we saw all these erroneous conclusions about Atma. And Shankaracharya in those times, dismissed all of them. And he pointed out the fallacy, how body, mind, ityadi cannot be the Atma. For the simple reason, we have also seen the logic. What is experience cannot be you. So you, Atma, are ever the experiencer, the witnessing awareness, the subject. And whatever is witnessed, I witness my body, my prana fluctuates, my mind is constantly on the move, intellect is deciding, confirming, and even I experience the absence of experience in deep sleep. Yeah. Is that not a blissful experience? We're coming to the next verse. In sleep, there is bliss. Why? There are no worries, no stress, no job to do, no cooking, no boss, no in-laws, no toothache. So the sleep is revealing that, that I am still around and I am not absence or void as the one Buddhist school, tells. Shunyam is Atma. No. So Shankaracharya, with the simple daily occurrences, he shows that how there is, your reasoning is not correct. And so all this Purva Pakshis, they're called. Purva Pakshis means opponents. And he will defeat all of them, And in those days, so beautiful, they would have intellectual debates with one another and they could admire each other's reasoning and admit defeat also. And so one by one, he had dismissed all that. Now, then we come to the reason that why does one mistake the Atma to be this and that? Mahavyamoha. We saw that verse, Mahavyamoha Samharine. Maya Shakti Vilasa Kalpita Mahavyamoha Samharine. So by the power of Maya Shakti, the power of Maya Shakti covers my mind. And that is what the 6th verse is all about. So the Maya Shakti covers my mind just as even the sun or the moon is eclipsed by the movement of the earth and the moon. In those days, they, thought that shadow is some kind of Rahu Grasta. Rahu Grasta, cosmic snake has grabbed the sun and the moon and it has become, it's in the stomach of the snake. But today we know it's the movement of earth or the moon that is casting the shadow. Yeah. So then, but the sun and the moon are continue to shine. It only appears my vision is obstructed. So what did we see in verse 6? We saw that Sanmatra karana upasamharanatah yaha abhut sushuktah puman. Puman means a person. So the person who is in deep sleep, what does he experience? Nothing. There is absence of experience, right? There is no world, no time, no space. There is no individual. You know, Mr. Subramaniam went to sleep, but there is no Subramaniam during that sleep state. Or Mrs. Venkatraman went to sleep, but she is not there in deep sleep. Yeah? So sleep shows that in deep sleep, actually deep sleep is such a great punyam. Our Puja Swamiji would joke. He would say, never wake up a sleeping person. Why? Because sleep, to get deep sleep is such a punyam, especially nowadays with all the gadgets increasing, the tranquilizers people are having, medication and worries, anxiety, you know. Who is getting that proper deep sleep? Very few. You know? So it is a great punyam. So Swami will say, don't wake them up. Even if they are missing class, let them enjoy the punyam of sleeping. Yeah, because in that sleep avastha, the mind, subconscious mind gets archived, tissues and cells get repaired, rejuvenation happens, and we get totally recharged. You know? So in that sleep, deep sleep state, there is no body. There is mind is blanketed by Maya Shakti. You know, mind is covered, switched off. You know, mind is switched off. Then no possessions. And no relationships, no attachments, no roles, no responsibilities, no worries, no actions anyway, no, nothing. So what is that? Here, look at the second line, Sanmatra. So one is just as Sanmatraha. Sanmatra means Satmatra. As pure existence, we are in the deep sleep state. There is no Usha, Lata, Shubha, you know, Sahiti, no one, Swamini. Everything has gone into a core Karana Shariram, and there is only Sanmatraha. And this is what the Buddhists mistook as Atma. Atma, they say, is absence. Shankara says no, because Prag Asvapsamiti Prabodha Samaya Yaha Pratyabhijnayate. When I wake up, what do I say? Aham asvapsam, I slept well. Nakinchit avedisham, I did not know anything. But I was around. How can I say on waking up that I slept well? That shows the presence of Atma. So that is Atma Nityavastu, which is clearly shown to us in as the deep sleep state. Yeah, Pragasvamiti Prabodha Samaya Pratyabhijnayate. Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Nama Idam Shri Dakshinamurthaye Namaha. So the Shastra shows us that, look, what all we can learn from a deep sleep state. You know, to sleep, there is no effort. In fact, I have to drop all the effort. Only then I can sleep. If I'm worrying about my great-granddaughter, I won't be able to sleep. So effort dropped, I sink into sleep. No? But what do we do in the waking state? We are putting so much effort to be happy. And here nature is showing us that you can be effortlessly happy. So what can we conclude that? That happiness must be my true nature. So the Shastra says that, why do you worry and think yourself as insignificant? You are Sat Chit Atma, Sat Chit Anandam. So in deep sleep, when I am pure Anandam, does that not show that my nature must be Anandam? But because of the deluding power of Maya, I am seeking that Anandam in objects, in relationships, and then I am running here and there, and that is called samsara. Yeah? So we want that Anandam in the waking state also. The Anandam that we unknowingly enjoy in the deep sleep state. Yeah? So that we have already done. I'm just doing a quick recap. So just as the sun and moon are temporarily eclipsed, our nature, our individuality is also temporarily covered by the Maya Shakti for a few hours, 5-6 hours. Then I get up in the morning and then the deep sleep is over and I'm in the Jagrat Avastha. Yeah? And Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Nama Idam Shri Dakshinamurthy. In fact, today, these days, what are we celebrating? We are celebrating that Maya Shakti only. The Maya Shakti that covers my mind daily in deep sleep. The Maya Shakti that projects the dream into a dream world. And the Maya Shakti in the waking state that makes me run after this and that, wanting happiness. That is all Maya Shakti. So there is Avidya Maya and Vidya Maya. And Vijayadashami is all about crossing over from Avidya Maya to the Vidya Maya. And that happens by the Guru's grace, because Maya Shakti is the power of Dakshinamurthy, of the Nirguna Parabrahma. Okay, so now we are going to see one new verse today, and that is 7th. There are a total of 9 verses composed by Adi Shankaracharya. They have completed 6. And the 10th one is a Phalashruti. Yeah? So let us do now the 7th verse. Now here Shankaracharya is going to take the other state, like the state that we are all hopefully right now in, Jagrat Avastha, the waking state. Balyadishvapi jagradadishu tatha.
Balyadishvapi jagradadishu tadha.
Sarvasvavasthasvapi.
Sarvasvavasthasvapi.
Balyadishvapi jagradadishu tatha sarvasvavasthasvapi.
Balyadishvapi jagradadishu tadha sarvasvavasthasvapi.
Vyavrittasvanuvartamanamaham.
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 Ityantaspurantam sada.
Ityantaspurantam sada.
We're not supposed to break it, but I did it for ease. Now let me do the whole line. Vyavrittasvanuvartamanamahamittyantaspurantam sada.
Vyavrittasvanuvartamanamahamittyantaspurantam sada.
Svatmanam prakatīkaroti.
Svatmanam prakatīkaroti.
Bhajatam yo mudraya bhadraya.
Bhajatam yo mudraya bhadraya.
Svatmanam prakatīkaroti bhajatam yo mudraya bhadraya.
Svatmanam prakatīkaroti bhajatam yo mudraya bhadraya.
Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Nama Idam Shri Dakshinamurtaye.
Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Nama Idam Shri Dakshinamurtaye.
Once again, I'll do the whole thing. Balyadishvapi jagradadishu tatha sarvasvavasthasvapi. Vyavrittasvanuvartamanamahamittyantaspurantam sada. Svatmanam prakatīkaroti bhajatam yo mudraya bhadraya. Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Nama Idam Shri Dakshinamurtaye. Now in this verse 7, Adi Shankaracharya now takes up the other states. What have we already seen? We have seen Sushupti Avastha, the deep sleep state, where one is Sanmatraha, pure existence without any mask, no corona mask, no body mask, no, gender mask, nothing. Completely pure existence is called Sanmatra. But then when we wake up, then we go through other states. And what happens there? We are going to see now. Balya Dishu Api. Balya Dishu. Bala Avastha. Bala Avastha is childhood. Then Bal Adi. Adi means etc. So Balya Dishu. What are these avasthas? Avastha is state. We say, na padra avastha எனக்கு தான் தெரியும். In Tamil we say, avastha padra. I'm going through a difficult time. But avastha, without that emotion, we have to see it. In Sanskritam, it just means a state. State of the body. State of the mind. So, balya dishu. Bala avastha. Kaumara avastha. Yauvana avastha. Like that, it goes. No? So, the body goes through stages of childhood, boyhood, adolescence, youth, middle age, old age, senior citizen. Now we have super senior citizens also. No? So we have all these stages, and that is called Balya Dishu. Yeah? Now we see that every stage comes, is there for some time and goes. No? Up to 5 or 6, Balavastha, then Kaumaram. Now there is the age-wise also classification is there. So Balya Dishu, and then we see Jagrada Dishu, Jagrat Adishu. So Jagrat means waking state, Swapna, dream. So Shupti, we have already seen deep sleep. No? So the first 2 words talk about what are all avasthas possible. One is in the waking state only the body undergoes balyadishu avasthas. Then jagradadishu is I go through the cycles of waking, dream, deep sleep state every day. In fact, there is this Mandukya Upanishad, very shortest Upanishad, I think, just with 12 mantras. They discuss all these only discuss jagradadishu. And they give names also. In the waking state, I have an additional name, Vishwaha. In the dreaming stage, I am Taijasaha. And as a sleeper, I am Pragnyaha. All of us have common names, So these are the avasthas. Then what do we learn from this avastha? One avastha comes, lingers and goes. Yeah. There may be an overlapping period, but you cannot have 2 avasthas coexisting. No? When I'm awake, other 2 avasthas, dream and deep sleep, are dismissed. When I'm dreaming, I'm not the sleeper or the waker. When I'm sleeper, I'm not the dreamer or the waker. Yeah, so they're mutually exclusive. So that is the nature of avastha. No? So balya dishu api jagrata dishu tatha sarvasu avasthasu api. Sanskrit students can note this is all saptami bahuvachanam. In the childhood etc. stages, in the awakening, waking etc. stages, in all the stages, what? Vyavrittasvanu vartamanam aham iti antaspurantam sada. Vyavrittasu, we have to break the sandhi. Vyavrittasu anuvartamanam aham iti antas spurantam sada. Now, when we all have photo albums at home, and then I have photographs of me as a baby, I the baby, I the cute child, I that young boy, I the teenage boy, I on my first day at school. Like that it will go on. I on graduation, I when I got engaged and married and settled abroad, then I as a parent, I as the CEO of a company, I as a retired person, I as back to India. So what is common in all the avasthas? That is called vyavritta. Vyavritta means that which inheres, and that is I. So don't I say, see, that's me, I, that's me, I, the groom or the parent or the grandparent. So the avasthas are all changing, gone also. Some avasthas are gone, but I continues. And that is the second line, shows that is anuvritta. Anuvritta means the constant, invariable I that is continuously accompanying us. That is the experiencer of all the stages. Who enjoyed the boyhood, childhood, youth, adolescence? I, the experiencer. Yeah? So that is the Jivatma. Yeah? And that is the constant, invariable, for whom all these experiences are there. And so who is this I? Vyavritta. Vyavrittasu anuvartam manam, being present in all the avasthas as what? Aham. I think everybody knows aham, no? It's a Sanskritam word. Tamil le naan challuvom, yeah. And I think nenu in Telugu, I, aham, nenu, nan. That is the vyavritta anuvartam. The constant I that is experiencing all the avasthas. And aham, iti antaspurantam sada. That which is pulsating in me all the time. I am. But what do we generally say? I am NRI in California, I'm Chinese, I'm happy, I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, I'm a mother, I'm worried, I'm awake. So many. I am is followed by so many things. But that I am has to be there. And that is what? Spurantam sada. That is the pulsating, ever-present, common denominator, invariable, constant is the I. Yeah? And that I, Shastra says, is your core identity. Everything else is extensions. Present even on our Aadhaar card and passport and voter ID, we will have many descriptions. Age, gender, nationality, all are extensions. But that core identity is vyavritta, anuvartam, that is aham. Ramana Maharishi, he says we can be confused. I means I, Swamini Sumatmananda. He says no. Let's put another aham. Aham. I. I square. That is your core identity. And that is the true nature. That is Atma and Atma Bhati. Yeah, all other are extensions. Then what? Swatmanam prakati karoti. The one who shows that I as my true nature. Who is going to show us that? Dakshinamurthy or my Guru. Dakshinamurthy, who is appeared as my Guru, Swa Atmanam prakati karoti, shows my true nature as Atma, for whom bhajatam. For all of us who are present now in the Zoom session, we are all devotees, we are all bhaktas, and so that is called bhajatam. For them, they will get the upadesha. Swatmanam prakatoti bhajatam. And how is Dakshinamurthy going to tell us? By the mudra. Mudraya bhadraya. Tritiya ekavachanam. By this mudra, which we have already seen earlier. What mudra does Dakshinamurthy have? I think this picture also has it. Yeah. Chin mudra. No? So we have seen the chin mudra. No? Chin mudra is also called jnana mudra. So these three fingers are normally what? In the temples we have this, no? This is what? Abhaya mudra. No, don't fear. Ma shuchaha, Abhaya mudra. Then this will be, Devis have this, no? Varada mudra, downwards. No? Then we have this whenever we tell our friends, oh, your song was super. They are also using chin mudra, but in a very different sense, no? And then this, I told you, Don't do that again. So that is all kaata veral, yeah. So this is the pointing finger. So mudras we are using constantly. Namaste mudra, pointing, and super mudra. Nowadays, even in technology has it. But the chin mudra has a very special significance. And that is the three fingers are Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupta, or gross, the three bodies, no, or the three gunas, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. So, entire matter principle is symbolized by the three fingers. Yeah. Then, what is the index finger? Index finger is the ego or the ahankara. That is the I, individuality. So, when the ahankara bends humbly and merges with Ishvara, Parameshvara, we get the Purnam. That is the fullness. And that is the teaching. Tat Tvam Asi. That you are thinking you are an, significant individual, but you just have to bend and understand your true nature, Paramatma, which is symbolized by the thumb. And then there is fullness. The circle formed by the joining is my true nature, Sanmatraha, fullness or happiness. For some of us who are studying the Gita also, we see that there, what does Krishna do? Jnana Mudraya Krishnaya Gita Amritaduhe Namaha. Krishna is holding Jnana Mudra, same mudra, and Dakshinamurthy is having Chin Mudra. Yeah? Both interchangeable. But the difference is Krishna is talking to Arjuna. There is a Krishna-Arjuna Samvada. But Dakshinamurthy is Mauna Vyakya Prakatita Maunam. So to such great sages, we can see, the really sadhana chatushtaya sampannaha mature minds, unko ishara kafi hai. In Hindi we say, just one chin mudra and they get the Upadesha, Tattvamasi. But generally, Puja Swamiji will say, if I come to class and I just become a Mauni Baba, will you all understand? So I can stay quiet for 1 hour. But will you understand Tattvamasi and all this Upadesha? No. So as we are all enjoying various gradations, degrees of maturity, so there are different Mahatmas, there are different teachers who teach the methodology and what it takes to transfer, communicate the vision of the Upanishads. Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Namaidam Shri Dakshinamurthaye. Now this mudra is Bhadram. Bhadram Karne Bhishnuyama Devaha. There is a Shanti mantra. Bhadram means auspicious, Mangalam. So this Chin Mudra is the most Mangala Mudra. Why? Because it gives me the highest Purushartha, the infinite gain of my true nature. Sat Chit Ananda. And that's what the Shastra says, that you are really limitless Atma, but you are running after limited things in the world, wanting this and that. And so that is Svatmanam Prakati Karoti Bhajatam Yo Mudraya Bhadraya Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Nama Idam Shri Dakshinamurthaye Namaha. So there is a lot which can be told about Atma. The Bhagavad Gita talks a lot about Atma Upanishad, but here we are seeing a very capsulated version of Atma and Atma. So when we go to other texts, we will get more clarification on Atma. But for now, it is enough to add also that Atma which one truly is does not perform any action. It is akarta, So then when I see the people, I see walking, talking, chatting, eating, drinking people in the world, how can they be Atma? They are very much involved in actions, right? So that Jnana Chakshu, the eye of knowledge, which can perceive both, that I, the Atma, am actionless, akarta, like the eye of the whirlpool, very still, but at the same time actions continue because nature prompts me, nature motivates me. Like right now, speech is happening through my mouth organ and your minds are listening. Yeah. So actions are happening. Digestion, all these actions, blinking of the eyelids. I'm also using mudras. Actions are happening. But the teaching is, my core identity is Akarta, Abhokta, Atma. Yeah? So both is true, And when you read the Bhagavad Gita, very systematically, then this becomes very, very clear. Chapter after chapter, Krishna explains how you can be both. You are both. You have a matter component that is active, and you have an actionless component that is actionless, Atma. Yeah? So that is, the 7th verse done. And now I thought I will reserve this time for the puja. Now, before we, now Lata is going to share the PDF now, Lata. So let me stop share here. So what I had in mind today is a very sacred Ashtami, day. And Navaratri also. Navaratri is about the Divine Mother. And some of you have accompanied me to Anekati. In our Arshya Vidya Gurukulams, the presiding deity is Dakshinamurthy. Yeah. Why? Because for the seekers of moksha. Yeah. So Puja Swamiji had declared all these institutions, 3 in Bharat and 1 abroad, Salisbury. So people can come here and stay. We will also go. Some of you have asked me, after this corona lifts off, when we go there, we can go for short-term period or just for a day or long-term, to study the Shastras systematically without distraction. Nobody even disturb us. I have to cook, So all this responsibility will not be there. The bell rings and you will get your tea and lunch and breakfast. So you can fully concentrate on the Shastras. No? So Dakshinamurthy is the presiding deity who blesses us with this knowledge of Brahma Vidya. Yeah? And that one studies in depth in a Gurukulam. Yeah? So when we are away from our comfort zones, we can really immerse ourselves in the teaching. Yeah? And then get clarity and insight and inspiration, motivation. Then we are back, but because of the clarity, I become better equipped to deal with my life. Yeah, so that is the motivation for going to a Gurukulam. Yeah? So what we will do now first is we will chant the Dhyana Shlokas. Oh, I removed that, Lata. I removed the Dhyana Shlokas. Maybe shall we display it again? Okay. Yeah. If you can do it, that would be great. So we will, as you can see, Dakshinamurthy behind me, and we will chant the 5 Dhyana Shlokas, which we have covered in these classes. And then we are going to repeat the 108 Nama of Dakshinamurthy, which is sung in the morning puja in our temples. The temples, Dakshinamurthy temples, in the Arshya Vidya Gurukulams, in the morning we have this Ashtottara. Yeah? And then finally we will conclude with Swasti mantras or, whatever else. So I will repeat one Nama and Lata will, I will chant one, Lata will repeat, and you can all also read off the screen. And so we pray to the Lord Dakshinamurthy to remove the obstacles that stand in the way of gaining this knowledge. Yeah. That is the Siddhyartham, Vairagya Siddhyartham. I want the knowledge. The knowledge is there, but there are interruptions and obstacles. So the prayer to Dakshinamurthy is, make my way, make the coast clear. That is the main prayer. But many people come to our temples, especially on Pradosha in Tamil Nadu. Pradosha is a great puja. They come to Dakshinamurthy temple for relief from suffering, to gain something, which is all fine. Swamiji said, you can negotiate with Bhagavan, When you negotiate with Bhagavan and whatever you need, if everything is proper, you will get it. No? But the mumukshus want this knowledge. So whatever it is that you want, we can pray to Lord Dakshinamurthy. So we will start with the Dhyana Shlokas. मौन व्याख्या प्रकटित परब्रह्म तत्त्वयुवानम् वर्षिष्ठान्ते वसदृशि गणैरावृतं ब्रह्मनिष्ठैः. So, Lata, I think Dhyana Shlokas everybody knows, you can chant the namas later. Okay? I'll do it only once. If you can flip the page. Vatavitapi samipe bhumi bhage nishannam sakala muni jananam jnanadataramarat Tribhuvana Gurumisham Dakshinamurthy Devam Janana Marana Dukkha Cheda Daksham Namami Chitram Vatataror Mule Vriddha Shishya Guru Yuva Gurostu Maunam Vyakhyanam Shishyastu Chinna Samshaya Nidhaye Sarva Vidyanam Vishaje Bhavaroginam Gurave Sarvalokanam Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Namah Pranavardhaya Shuddha Jnanaikamurtaye Nirmalaya Prashantaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Ishwaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagini Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Now we will go to the Ashtotram. Lata, thank you. So these are long names, ending of course in Namaha, and each of them is beautifully describes the Dakshinamurthy, Lord Dakshinamurthy, who is the Guru Bhagavan. Yeah? And the Guru, we know, Guru Kataksham enna kadikadu namalku. So when the Guru's blessing is there, one will get, even if it's a worldly thing that one is after, temporarily we will achieve that also. But of course, from the Guru, what can we get? When we can get the infinite highest gain, then why will we bother about other, temporary gains? Is the idea that has to sink in. Let us start. Lata, you ready? Om Omkara Simha Sarvendraya Namaha. Om Omkaro Dhyana Kokilaya Namaha. Om Omkaranida Shukaraje Namaha. Om Omkararanya Kunjaraya Namaha. Om Omkararanya Kunjaraya Namaha. Om Nagaraja Sutta Janaye Namaha. Om Nagaraja Nijalayaya Namaha. ॐ नवमाणिक्यमालाढ्याय नमः। ॐ नवचन्द्रशिखामणये नमः। ॐ नन्दिताशेषमौनीन्द्राय नमः। ॐ नन्दीशादिमदेशिकाय नमः। ॐ मोहानलसुधासाराय नमः। ॐ मोहाम्बुजसुधाकराय नमः। ॐ मोहान्धकारतरणये नमः। ॐ मोहोत्पलनभोमणये नमः। ॐ भक्तज्ञानादिशीतांशवे नमः। ॐ भक्ताज्ञानतृणानलाय नमः। ॐ भक्ताम्भोजसहस्रांशवे नमः। ॐ भक्तकेकिघनाघनाय नमः। ॐ भक्तकैरवराकेन्दवे नमः। ॐ भक्तकोकदिवाकराय नमः। ॐ गजाननादिसम्पूज्याय नमः। ॐ गजचर्मोज्ज्वलाकृतये नमः। ॐ गङ्गाधवलदिव्याङ्गाय नमः। ॐ गङ्गापङ्किलसज्जटाय नमः। ॐ गगनाम्बरसंवीताय नमः। ॐ गगनामुक्तमूर्धजाय नमः। ॐ पदनाब्जचिताब्जश्रिये नमः। ॐ वदनेन्दुस्फुरद्दिशाय नमः। ॐ वरदानैकनिपुणाय नमः। ॐ वरवीनोज्ज्वलकराय नमः। ॐ वनवाससमुल्लासाय नमः। ॐ वनवीरैकलोलुपाय नमः। ॐ तेजःपुञ्जघनाकाराय नमः। ॐ तेजसामपि भासकाय नमः। ॐ विनेयानां तेजःप्रदाय नमः। ॐ तेजोमयनिजाश्रमाय नमः। ॐ दमितानङ्गसङ्ग्रामाय नमः। ॐ दरहासजिताङ्गनाय नमः। ॐ दयारससुधासिन्धवे नमः। ॐ दरिद्रधनशेवधये नमः। ॐ क्षीरेन्दुस्फटिकाकाराय नमः। ॐ क्षीरेन्दुमुकुटोज्ज्वलाय नमः। ॐ क्षीरोपहाररसिकाय नमः। ॐ क्षिप्रैर्वैश्वर्यफलप्रदाय नमः। ॐ नानाभरणमुग्धाङ्गाय नमः। ॐ नारीसम्मोहनाकृतये नमः। ॐ नादब्रह्मरसास्वादिने नमः। ॐ नागभूषणभूषिताय नमः। ॐ मूर्तिनिन्दितकन्दर्पाय नमः। ॐ मूर्तामूर्तजगद्वपुषे नमः। ॐ मूलाज्ञानतमो भाणवे नमः। ॐ मूर्तिमत्कल्पपादपाय नमः। ॐ तरुणादित्यसङ्काशाय नमः। ॐ तन्त्रीवादनतत्पराय नमः। ॐ तरमूलैकनिलयाय नमः। ॐ तप्तजाम्बूनदप्रभाय नमः। ॐ तत्त्वपुस्तोलसत्पाणये नमः। ॐ तपनोडुपलोचनाय नमः। ॐ यमसन्नुतसत्कीर्तये नमः। ॐ यमसंयमसंयुताय नमः। ॐ यतिरूपधराय मौनिने नमः। ॐ यतीन्द्रोपास्य विग्रहाय नमः। ॐ मन्दारहाररुचिराय नमः। ॐ मदनायतसुन्दराय नमः। ॐ मन्दस्मितलसत्वक्त्राय नमः। ॐ मधुराधरपल्लवाय नमः। ॐ मञ्जीरमञ्जुपादाब्जाय नमः। ॐ मणिपट्टोलसत्कटये नमः। ॐ हस्ताङ्कुरितचिन्मुद्राय नमः। ॐ हठयोगपरोत्तमाय नमः। ॐ हंसजप्याक्षमालाढ्याय नमः। ॐ हंसेन्द्राराध्यपादुकाय नमः। ॐ मेरुशृङ्गतटोल्लासाय नमः। ॐ मेघश्याममनोहराय नमः। ॐ मेधाङ्कुरालबालाग्र्याय नमः। ॐ मेधापक्वफलद्रुमाय नमः। ॐ धार्मिकान्तर्गुहावासाय नमः। ॐ धर्ममार्गप्रवर्तकाय नमः। ॐ धामत्र्यनिचारामाय नमः। ॐ धर्मोत्तममनोरथाय नमः। ॐ प्रबोधोद्गारदीपश्री नमः। ॐ प्रकाशितजगत्त्रयाय नमः। ॐ प्रज्ञाचन्द्रशिलाचन्द्राय नमः। ॐ प्रज्ञामणिवराकराय नमः। ॐ ज्ञानानन्तरभासात्मने नमः। ॐ ज्ञातृज्ञादिविदूरगाय नमः। ॐ ज्ञानज्ञाद्वैतदिव्याङ्गाय नमः। ॐ ज्ञातृज्ञादिकुलागताय नमः। ॐ प्रपन्नपारिजाताय नमः। जाताग्र्याय नमः। ॐ प्रणतात्यब्धिबाढवाय नमः। ॐ भूतानां प्रमाणभूताय नमः। ॐ प्रपञ्चहितकारकाय नमः। ॐ यत्तत्त्वमसि संवेद्याय नमः। ॐ यक्षगेयात्मवैभवाय नमः। ॐ यज्ञादिदेवतामूर्तये नमः। ॐ यजमानवपुर्धराय नमः। ॐ छत्राधिपतिविश्वेशाय नमः। ॐ छत्रचामरसेविताय नमः। ॐ छन्दशास्त्रादिनिपुणाय नमः। ॐ छलचात्यादिदूरगाय नमः। ॐ स्वाभाविकसुखैकात्मने नमः। ॐ स्वानुभूतिरसोदधये नमः। ॐ स्वराज्यसम्पदध्यक्षाय नमः। ॐ स्वात्मा राममहामतये नमः। ॐ हाटकाभजटाजूटाय नमः। भज ॐ हासोदस्तारिमण्डलाय नमः। ॐ हालाहलोज्ज्वलगदाय नमः। ॐ हार्दग्रन्थिविमोचकाय नमः। ॐ श्रीमेधादक्षिणामूर्तिस्वामिने नमः। Just 1 minute of silence. We can imagine that Manasikam, we are offering 108 lotuses at the feet of the Lord, and we pray for divine guidance, for Viveka, Vairagyam, to take us across the shore, from the Avidya Maya shore to the Vidya Maya shore, and on to the celebration of Vijayadashami, the victory of knowledge over ignorance. Om. 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 Swasti prajabhyah paripalayantam न्यायेन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ तत्सत्।